Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I'm back with part 2 of the Atlas custom frame lock with silver strike carbon fiber. I want to do the specs first. I think I pretty much did that in case people don't want to hear me ramble on and on and on. At least you guys get a quick look at the knife and decide for yourself if it's something that's for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about this knife. Let's go ahead and get the size comparisons out of the way. So here it is up against the Spyderco Swish Bowie. Here it is up against the ZT-0900. Wish I had more knives for you guys to put it up against. But I'm not into production knives anymore, and unfortunately that's the downfall. Here it is up against the Sebenza 21. And the ever-popular Chris Reeve Numzon. So as you can see, the knife falls is almost the same size as the Sebenza 21. But it is, of course, slightly larger. I think this one actually feels a lot better as far as the length that you're looking for in a knife than the Sebenza 21. Sebenza 21 comes in roughly 2.78 inches. This is basically a 3.2 inch blade, so it's actually perfect for everyday carry. All right, let's talk about this knife. Let's talk about the maker. So the maker of this knife is Trevor Berger. He is a young guy. But he is in the position now as a knife maker where his knives are starting to go up in price. When I mean up in price, they go from the $400 range and then they jump up into the $600, almost $700 range. So he's now getting his footing as a knife maker, and the prices for his knife are going to start to go up. Yeah, there are a lot of knife makers that are like that, where they're on the rise and the price for their knives go up and up and up. So let's go ahead and take a good quick look at this knife. So as you can see, the knife is basically sort of this two halves feel to it. On the front side, you have an entire slab of silver strike carbon fiber, which I've actually never seen on a knife, an entire slab of carbon fiber for the knife. I'm sure they've done it in production knives. Usually, if it's a limited edition, they'll do that. But if I hold the knife up, you can see the carbon fiber looks absolutely gorgeous. Almost got that beautiful black, kind of like basket weaving. And if I move the knife around, it almost looks like, it's a 3D look, because of the lighting. So it's really very nice. Really nice. Got a nice blue titanium ring around that pivot. Really beautiful. The blade itself, you're going to love it. It's M390. And on the back side, we see Trevor Berger's initials right there for Trevor Berger Custom. All right, actually you can see it better if I turn the knife around the other way. There you go. So, Trevor Berger Custom. This is the titanium side of the knife. It's got these like sort of slanted waved lines going up. It's really very beautiful. It's a real clean looking knife. The titanium pocket clip mimics the slab of titanium there. Instead of the lines going at an angle, they go actually straight down. You can take a look at that on the... my camera gets up pretty good. You can see it in the lighting. This is a frame lock, and actually only 2 frame locks that I own in my custom collection. The rest are all liner locks. This knife runs on a caged bearing system. Similar, it's probably KVT, I'll say it, Kershaw Velocity Technology. But they call it... caged bearing system. Is there actually a difference? I don't think so, but there might be. There might be. The knife is very, very smooth. I do have to say this, though, because it is a KBT ball bearing system. If you've ever had Icoma Korth ball bearing system where the balls are loose in the pivot versus being inserted into a disc, in other words, the ball bearings are caged. You don't get that drop shut look that you're looking for, but it is a smooth knife. I mean, you can clearly see that. Just to show you what I'm talking about, let me pull out one of my favorite customs. This is my Andre Thorburn. This knife runs on Icoma Korth ball bearing system, IKBS. It's not fair because the ball bearings in this knife are actually ceramic, but still, if you take a look at the difference, see how that falls shut like that? It wants to fall shut the second that I close it. Look at that. I don't have to do anything. With a caged bearing system, that's the difference that you get, is you get it where you still kind of have to shake it closed, but it's still relatively smooth. I mean, you could actually swipe it closed in one shot, if I could get to it. There. Swipes in one shot. So it's just, it's just a completely different system. I mean, if I had my choice, yeah, I would choose one that falls shut, but this is still a really very smooth knife. And of course, he used the caged bearing system to cut the cost of the knife. I mean, a knife like this would probably go way upwards if it wasn't for that. That's another thing about this knife. I mean, as compared to most customs where the concept of bling and tool, sometimes there's a little bit too much bling, which would be called a full dress piece. Sometimes there isn't enough. In this case, that's what this is. It's not enough bling, but you know what? It's still an amazing custom piece. What you are getting as opposed to a production knife is that extra special attention given to the knife by the knife maker himself. Keep in mind, this knife, while it is not all made by hand, there's only one person overseeing the production of this knife. In other words, he's the one whose hands touched the knife, who made the knife. It is CNC machined, but still, the knife is made by one guy from start to finish, and that is the point behind a custom knife, whether it is a one-of-a-kind or not. So, in many cases, a custom, may be handed off for some finishing work, such as the case with Andre Thorburn. So if you take a look at my favorite Andre Thorburn piece, this is my front flipper. Andre Thorburn, in this case, makes the entire knife. And his wife does this beautiful sort of zirconium design on both sides of the knife. So, but nevertheless, it's still a custom, and we still have Andre Thorburn overseeing production of just that one piece. So, basically, this knife is a better version of a production knife. That's how I see this. When you see custom knives like this that are just stunning, but yet not too stunning, and yet everything that you're looking for in the knife is all there, that's a good enough reason to go get a custom. When you get that special attention where there's no blade play, the knife is perfectly centered. Let's make that camera. Look at that. Dead on. A lot of times with production knives, sometimes it'll be a hair that way or a hair that way. In this case, that sucker's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And you want all that in a knife. And that is really, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to be that way. But I can say this, just about 90% of my customs in my drawer are all perfect fit, finish, and quality. There may be one or two, maybe one may get away from you, but that can easily be fixed. Usually it's a case where the custom knife maker probably forgot to put Loctite on it or something like that. But other than that, all the knives come out just incredibly clean, incredibly smooth, well executed all the way. The knife has a black G10 backspacer. And, of course, that open construction frame lock look. This knife has a medium D10. Really nice. It's not too hard. It's not too soft. It's just perfect. Yeah, I didn't find that a problem either. There's just enough beauty in this knife to keep your attention too. I mean, you've got a whole side of the knife all on all titanium, and then you get an entire slab of silver strike carbon fiber on the front of that piece. Really nice. Really, really very beautiful. And Trevor Berger is known for making knives like this. I'm sure he does do a full dress piece. I haven't seen one. But in my opinion, if you're looking to get a custom, keep in mind it's still going to be pricey. But if you're in that part of your collecting where you're thinking you're ready to move up, or, you know what, I've had my last CT, I've had my last Spyderco, it's not doing what I want it to do for me anymore, a custom knife might be your option. If you're going to get a custom knife, why not get a simple tool type custom? One where you really get to feel the difference when one guy makes a knife from start to finish. So Trevor Berger is kind of a young guy. His knives, like I said, they've been starting to go up and up in price. He keeps his knives fairly simple. He also doesn't go with the norm. I think he's trying to do that. He's trying to, I guess this is just my opinion, it seems like he's trying to find the balance between cost and still giving the customer a really, really good quality knife. And if that's what he's doing, that is an awesome place to be as a knife maker. That's a really great motto to live by if you're going to start making knives for people. Because I saw this piece and I just went insane over it. This knife comes in two other flavors, I'm going to say. This is the Silver Strike carbon fiber. They also have a blue Silver Strike carbon fiber. And then they've got the third version. Like I said, when it comes to these knives, they don't make tons of productions of these. There's just 2 or 3 out there that the knife maker made. But the third version of this knife, you can check it out at bladegallery.com. The third version of the knife is all titanium, meaning it's just as gray on both sides of the knife. If you can picture this, also on the front, and the entire knife is completely titanium all the way through. I believe it also has the same black G10 backspacer on all of those. So, yeah, it's a really great knife. Like I said, the blade is M390. You can't go wrong. The price of this knife, yeah. Price of this knife was like $726 right out the door, I guess. It was a hell of a price to pay, but when I held this thing in my hand and I felt it, and the fact that it was an M390, yeah, I thought it was worth it. I picked it up, and I'm real happy that I did, because this is just fantastic. Really love it. Real simple. Love that blue pocket clip right there. So there you have it. The Atlas Custom Frame Lock Flipper with Silver Strike carbon fiber. Check it out on, you can check out Trevor Berger on his Instagram page. He's got a bunch of knives that he's already made, and you can check out some of his knives, his styles, his flavor. That's another thing with these custom knife makers. You can talk to them on Instagram. You can ask them if their books are open. They'll make a knife for you. They'll quote you a price, and it's like you're conducting business, but at the same time, all the knife makers that I've come across while chatting with them on Instagram, they're all very friendly. They're all very nice. A lot of them are incredibly humble. I haven't noticed one that said, you know what, I'm the greatest knife maker that's ever been. Never had anyone like that yet, and I think that's just a fantastic way to be if you're a man, if you're like a knife maker. I guess knife artist is what I would prefer. I think it's just a great thing. So there you have it. Once again, the Atlas Custom Frame Lock Flipper with Silver Strike carbon fiber by Trevor Berger. If you have the cash, check out the bladegallery.com. They've got 2 more of these knives. Like I said, they got the titanium version, and they've also got the blue Silver Strike carbon fiber. I got the black and silver, so there you have it. This is Omar, the Knife Shop Guy, signing off. Peace.